Hello, everyone, and welcome. Before we get started, please take a minute and get your smartphone and scan the QR code here just to make sure I have your name and email for follow-up. I'll give you just a second to do that, and we'll continue on. Again, welcome everyone. I'm Liz Rollins, and thank you so much for joining to learn about this exciting opportunity for your child to travel abroad on an educational tour to Germany, Switzerland, and Austria during summer of 2025. In a few moments, you're going to be hearing more about our travel plans and our tour itinerary. We're going to go over what we'll be doing on our tour, what's included and what's not. Our travel partner, who is EF, who support us in so many ways, and you'll hear more about that. You'll hear more about our safety policies, the support we receive, and what you're all waiting to hear about price and how to enroll, which we'll cover at the end. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out with me. I'll have my contact information at the end, or you can place them in the chat and I'll address them at the end of our meeting today. You can also submit them on the sign-in form that you used with the QR code at the beginning of this meeting. You can do that as well, and we'll get back to you very promptly. And with that, let's dive in. First, just a little bit about me. My name is Liz Rollins. This is my third year as a community and school site coordinator at PCMHS. I'm also a registered nurse and I love to travel, especially travel in which I'm taking others to see and learn new things for the very first time. It's a passion of mine. I have a great travel support team here at PCMHS. And this year that is Miss Leslie Cook, Miss Jennifer Cook, and Miss Janice Hebner, all of whom are great resources for interest in the travel program here at the school. My first travel experience actually happened to be with EF Tours as a student here at this school at PCMHS. It was a tour to London, England. And I graduated in 2000. So let's just say that Pendleton County Schools has been partnering with EF for a very long time. Travel is important now more than ever, and I really want all of you to have this experience of a lifetime. It truly was for me, and I know it will be for you as well. Why I travel, I told you about my first travel experience in high school with EF Tours. It was the very first time that I'd ever even been on an airplane going across the Atlantic Ocean. And I still remember the things that I saw and experienced on that tour to this day. And as a teenager, I'm sure some of you can relate. I thought I knew just about all there was to know about pretty much everything. But on this one trip to a foreign place, it showed me how little I knew about the world. It helped shape my perspective on many things, and it made me more appreciative of my life and the place that I call home here in West Virginia. I'm offering this experience because of the impact travel has on students. It changes students' lives. It helps differentiate students on their college applications. It makes them more confident, independent, outgoing. It expands students' knowledge of the world around them, helps increase cultural awareness and understanding, and let's be honest, it's fun. Why educational travel? Another reason I want to offer this opportunity is because parents want their students to have the opportunity to travel. In a survey conducted to families across the country, parents reported educational travel is an opportunity they value for their students. When asked what some of the benefits are of educational travel, parents reported that it introduces new ways of learning, it provides innovative hands-on experiences, it gets students off screens and interacting with the world. and it complements academic curriculum as well as provides an opportunity for that student maybe to discover a life passion. Before we dive into the incredible itinerary we've selected for our trip, let's talk about travel and safety partner, and that is EF Educational Tours. EF stands for Education First. They have over 55 years of experience. They have staff on the ground in over 50 countries. EF always knows what's happening on the ground, and that's critical in an ever-changing environment. They know how to navigate a city as true locals. They have an office close to us on tour in case we need extra support. They're a world leader in international education and they're accredited. Yes, EF is an accredited educational organization just like our school. So we're going to have fun, but we're also going to learn a lot too. I feel extremely confident that partnering with EF is the best way to stay safe and healthy while having this life-changing experience. And I'm going to go into a little more detail in a couple slides. EF is the largest provider of educational student travel in the area, and they are well known and respected in our region. Many schools and teachers in our area already partner with EF, as you can see on this list. In fact, I believe that Petersburg is getting ready to take a trip to Spain in summer 2024. So let's talk about our itinerary. 4 countries in 12 days. If you've not had the opportunity to be on an EF tour before, I think there are 2 things you should know right off the bat. This is what I remember from my EF tour as a student, and it is still very true today. Number 1, they are packed, and I mean packed full of adventure and activity from sunup to sundown from day 1. We take full advantage of every moment of opportunity that's presented to us. So know that we are on the go. And number 2, you will truly feel you're getting the inside scoop everywhere we go. We have local insight the entire time through our 24/7 tour director, who does not leave our side, and also through local guides who join in at key destinations. Through all of these, a depth of knowledge is shared with us that is on par with natives of that region. You really feel like you're an insider. Those are the 2 things that I remember most from my EF tour in high school. So let's get into some of the nitty-gritty. On day 1 through 5, we'll be doing the following. We'll, on day 1 and 2, fly across the Atlantic and meet our tour guide in Austria. On day 3, visit Schönbrunn Palace, where Marie Antoinette spent her childhood and also where Mozart performed at 6 years old. We'll take a guided tour of Vienna, and we'll attend an evening of classical music in one of Vienna's traditional concert halls and enjoy a Wiener Schnitzel dinner. On day 4, we'll explore Salzburg, which is the recognizable backdrop for the movie The Sound of Music. And on day 5, we'll tour Munich, which is home of the world famous Oktoberfest. We'll see the Munich Cathedral, and we'll visit Dachau concentration camp. And I can tell you from personal experience that there are not words to describe how this particular experience impacts people who are seeing the pictures, hearing the stories, and standing on the very ground where Jewish people experienced the fullness of the world's evil in World War II. I promise you, you will leave having a better understanding of history, as well as an appreciation of those who stand up and fight such atrocities in our world. And here's an image of the Royal Schönbrunn Palace, which is a World UNESCO site, meaning it's a site of worldwide cultural importance and impact. We will explore Marienplatz, the central square of Munich. Take a look at that and try to picture yourself here in the city square in a little cafe, admiring the intricate architecture, the likes of which we just do not have access to here in the United States. As if that's not enough, let's move on to day 6 through 10, shall we? We'll get to glimpse Neuschwanstein Castle on our way to see Linderhof Palace. And if Neuschwanstein reminds you of the Disney Castle, it's with good reason. Walt Disney used Neuschwanstein as the inspiration for the Disney Castle you see at the beginning of all those movies. We'll visit the tiny country of Liechtenstein. Anyone seen the movie A Knight's Tale? You remember Ulrich von Liechtenstein? Maybe as a kid you thought that was a made-up place. Now you know it's not. Better yet, you'll be able to say you visited Liechtenstein. Then the part of the trip that I personally am most looking forward to, we will see Lake Lucerne in the middle of the Swiss Alps. We'll travel across the lake by boat and ride a cog railway to the top of the Swiss Alps. This is described as one of the most beautiful places on earth, and I am so excited about this day on our trip. We'll then visit Freiburg, Germany, followed by Heidelberg, and we'll see the Heidelberg Castle and, of course, the famous Heidelberg wine barrel. We'll then travel to Rhineland, Germany. So this is just an image of the village of Lucerne that I mentioned before, Lake Lucerne, and we'll also get to take a walking tour here. And we're also planning to participate in one of the add-on excursions, the Swiss experience, where we'll taste Swiss fondue and hear the Alpine horn musicians. We also have the privilege of taking the additional 3-day Rhineland add-on. We'll cruise through the Rhine River Valley, where mountains on either side of the river are speckled with vineyards and villages, old villages, and spectacular castles. Something I want to tell you about Europe that might surprise you. Castles to Europeans are like cows to us. They're everywhere. It seems like Europeans don't even notice them because they're all over the place. But we very much notice them because we're not used to seeing castles around every hilltop in the United States. We'll also explore Bonn and Cologne Cathedral, where I had the delightful experience of being suddenly evacuated at 8 months pregnant and having to run down 522 stairs in a spiral stone staircase with someone yelling, "Die Frau ist schwanger" behind me, which means the lady's pregnant. So I'm looking forward to maybe making some new memories at Cologne Cathedral. And finally, just to round out our cultural adventures, we'll visit the world famous Haribo Gummy Bear Factory before flying home, and hopefully not sick on an overload of gummy bears when we do. And let's not forget to mention the food. If you're a lover of hearty meat, potatoes, noodles, cheese, and other fully flavored foods, then boy, is this the right part of the world for you. You will love trying the schnitzel, the bratwurst, the goulash, and the spatzel, which all sound really weird, but I promise you they are delicious. And let's not forget the Swiss fondue and the Swiss chocolate. Let's talk about some logistics. Our travel dates. We have requested July 12th through the 23rd for our 12-day tour. Because we are planning early and because we want to get the best experience possible, we do need to have a little flexibility when it comes to our travel dates. With that, we have a travel date range or window, which means we could leave as early as July 8th and return as late as July 27th. But whenever we leave, we will be gone for 12 days from that date. We find our exact dates 2 to 3 months before the tour. It's usually very close, if not exactly the dates we've requested, but just know that we could be traveling at any time within that range. We also have the chance of traveling with another school, which is a great experience to meet other students from other parts of the U.S. A lot is included in our tour. Round trip airfare, hotel stays at quality, clean accommodations, regional style meals, 2 a day are covered, our 24/7 tour director, who I mentioned before, all transportation, expert local guides, guided sightseeing, and the entrances and ticketing at all attractions are all covered. What's not included? A few things, but no real surprises here. Passports, baggage fees, tips, snacks, and some meals. Tips are typically 150 to 175 per person, and at this point, the travel club plans to cover the cost for all of our student travelers from fundraiser proceeds. Adults are on their own for this cost, but the travel club has the funds to pay this expense for our students. As we get closer to the departure, I'll hold a meeting for all of our enrolled travelers to talk through the details of pertinent information like passports, etc. EF is so much more than just someone who books our flights and finds our hotels. Here are a couple of reasons why I partner with EF. Let's talk about my number one priority, safety. I've done my research and I feel incredibly confident partnering with EF. EF has our back. They've thought of everything and I trust their safety policies. They have multiple programs in place to keep us safe. EF will be right there to support us locally, globally, pre-tour and on tour to help us through any situations that might arise. Bottom line, we are safer traveling with EF than we ever would be traveling on our own. They have policies to protect our investment pre-tour, which I'll cover here in a minute, but they also they provide us a lot on tour. They have local support and insight. As you've already seen, they're a global company, and because of this, they have local knowledge to keep our groups safe no matter where we are in the world. My favorite thing of all, they have a safety and incident response team. EF has a team of experts located around the world with their number one priority being safety, and they're always ready to respond to ensure that a train strike or a sprained ankle doesn't slow us down. Their emergency support team is available 24/7, 365. They're wherever we go. They have rigorous health standards. EF has enhanced safety precautions in place, of course. I mentioned the 24/7 tour director. We also have a great chaperone team. And in traveling with EF, there is a support team from our tour director to myself to my chaperones. I feel very safe with EF. They've got me covered. They've got us covered. So just briefly, there are some ways to take your personal learning to the next level. through a personalized learning guide, a guide that helps students put a personal lens on their travel by helping them view the trip through their own interests and passions. You can also receive college credit for the tour, and I can talk to you more about that if that's something that you're interested in. There is an additional cost, of course, and also you can receive college essay help. And I know some of our student travelers are beginning to think about college and application processes. So it's nice to know that that support is there if we choose to use it. EF has four main learning objectives, all of which to ensure that our students come home a more prepared global citizen than they were when they went on their EF tour. The tour is more than just a vacation, and it's very important that we all think of it as a transformative educational experience that will prepare students for the future. EF does support us in so many ways, and I just want to take a second to show you some of the key players that help make our tour exceptional. There are people at EF like my personal tour consultant, Ryan. He's in the top left there. I drive him crazy with all of my questions, but I'm so thankful for him. And their travel support team, who we can call with our many questions, all of the what ifs. This is who we call. They have the answers. As well as our tour director, I mentioned, the 24/7 tour director who we will meet when we arrive. And then last but not least, your group leader. And my picture disappeared from the slide, but I think you can see my live video in a little, or I'm sorry, the pre-recorded video in a little window here. That's me, Liz Rollins, your group leader. EF is offering a few things to help protect our investment and give us the confidence to book our travel experience now, while monthly payments are more affordable than they would be if we waited until later. Here are some of the ways that they're protecting our investment. The Peace of Mind program, which just means our group has the flexibility to modify our tour or the dates if we're uncomfortable traveling as we get closer to the departure. This would be for things like World Health events, and I'm sure we can all think of one from our recent history in 2020, which I will not mention right now. And built into the cost of our trip, global travel protection, which is custom designed travel protection unique to EF, and it provides both pre-tour and on-tour basic benefits for things like baggage and property. I have built that into everyone's experience to give you that additional coverage. However, I do want to make sure I mention Global Travel Protection Plus, which is available the day you enroll. And it is at an additional cost, but it provides additional peace of mind because it gives the option to cancel for any reason up to 24 hours prior to departure. So that is a popular plan to select, even with the additional cost, because of the peace of mind that it provides. So something to consider. And the risk-free enrollment period, which travelers who enroll with a 95 deposit to hold their seat by March 15th, that's so from today until March 15th, they qualify for EF's risk-free enrollment period. And that simply means that you can cancel for any reason. You have 14 days to cancel for any reason. If you change your mind, it's okay. You can do that and cancel up to 14 days from when you enrolled, and you can receive a full refund for canceling within that risk-free enrollment period. So I do hope that these programs help give you all some comfort and confidence to enroll in the experience now. If you want Any of these, more information on any of these programs, I'll be sending out the details after this session. So no worries, you will be getting more on all of that information. A couple things I do want to make sure I mention is that EF offers a few additional opportunities to help fund our travel after students enroll. So first of all, the Global Citizen Scholarship. These are $1,000 needs and merit-based scholarships that students can apply for. I think by February 1st, 2025 is the deadline, and I can give any students more information who are interested in applying for that, but you do have to be enrolled to apply for that scholarship. And if you've already paid for your tour, you just get that $1,000 back. But that's one thing. And the other is the personal tour fundraising page, which think of it as a personal GoFundMe page for the trip. They can put it on their socials. You can share it with grandparents, aunts, uncles, for holidays, birthdays. I didn't have access to the GoFundMe type page, but this is exactly how I funded my trip in high school. Was I hit up my aunts, my uncles, my grandparents, and all my other family at Christmas and for my birthday. Instead of giving me anything or giving me money, I wanted them to contribute towards my tour. So that helped me be able to go way back then. And same thing now. You can do that now, except you have the benefit of your personal tour fundraising page to make that easier. Like I said, we get so much more by traveling with EF beyond our itinerary and the logistics. We have options for payments and protection, amazing safety and support, and personalized learning opportunities for everyone. I know we are all waiting to hear about the pricing of the tour. If you were to take this tour on your own, it would cost you at least $7,200. But by partnering with EF, we're able to offer the tour for less. Through the partnership with them, I think this is a click-through slide, yes. We are able to partake in this tour for a total cost of $4,659 for students and $5,659 for adults. We plan so far in advance because EF offers a variety of ways to pay for this experience. The easiest and most common way to pay are the biweekly and monthly payment options, which allow you to budget for the tour just like any other monthly expense. It is an investment, but it is so worth it. Of course, you can pay in full if you're able to do that. That is an option as well. And so is a manual payment plan, which follows a set invoicing schedule. And EF's traveler support team can talk to you more about that option if that is what best meets your needs. And I'll share the number for EF's travel support team at the end of our meeting today. I do want to mention, though, there is a discount. If you register by March 15th, there's $200 off. And that is from today to March 15th, a discount of $200 per person, as well as you're eligible for EF's risk-free enrollment period, which allows you to cancel within 14 days of enrolling if you change your mind. As I mentioned earlier, an enrollment fee of $95, maybe I didn't mention this earlier, but anyway, there is an enrollment fee of $95 and that secures your spot. We currently have 26 signed up to go on this tour, and we are guaranteed only 10 more spots at this time. So I hope those of you that are interested do act quickly. If you're interested in the breakdown of our tour, I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but we have 11 students, 12 accompanying adults, and 3 chaperones so far for our tour. I cannot wait to experience this trip with all of you. At this point, enrollment is officially open. There has been much interest in this experience, and I've been excited and humbled by that. I do anticipate the trip will sell out of spots, and I'm super excited to take students from Pendleton County to see the world. To earn the discount, don't forget to enroll by March 15th so you receive the $200 discount on the cost of your tour and qualify for EF's risk-free enrollment period. After that date, I'm not sure if there'll be another discount before we leave on our tour. So now is a great time to register and enroll. And how do you enroll on this experience? This is the link to our tour enrollment page, that QR code, and the URL address is right above it, the QR code in the middle of the screen. This is the link to our enrollment page, which has everything you need to register and all of the information that we went over today, as well as much, much more. I'll be sending an email after this meeting with the link as well, and just to review the information we covered. The easiest way to enroll is online, but you can also call EF. Let me know if you're interested in that option through the sign-in form. And in case you forgot to fill the sign-in form at the beginning, that QR code is available at the bottom. That smaller QR code is right there. And I see now that my contact information did not transfer over here. So I'm going to add that in the comments, my contact information as well as EF travel support number. All of that will be available in the comments. So copy that there and contact me if you have any questions or I can help you. Thank you so much for your time and attention. I'm so blessed and honored to have the opportunity to lead students and their families in this educational adventure. And like I said, please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you have any questions. And thank you and have a wonderful day.